Like he doesn't use treasure chest. You know what the treasure chest is? Like
you search around and you have to dig places.
Yeah, and then you have to put a code. You have to guess the code. Once you find the place, you have to guess the 4-digit pin. And Cam's put like so much different various items in there. One time he gave away an Ellie. Another time he gave away a Divine.
God.
Yeah, and I think one time, this was like for his like maxing party. I think he gave away a purple Piat in the chest. So it was just like a pin. Like if it was a purple Piat, I'm sure the pin was more than a 4-digit. It was probably like 6-digit or 7.
Mm-hmm.
So just to make it harder to guess.
Right.
But there's always so many people guessing stuff. Like some people team up with their friends. Like, all right, you start here. I'm not saying like you guys should get involved. I'm not trying to.
No, I'm going to.
You are.
I'm solid now.
You're gonna be pissed if like you don't get anything because it's a lot of like, oh, I gotta guess. Like, what is it like? Because there's so many possibilities. It's endless. Like.
Is it like all numbers and everything too?
Yeah.
Like, let me get a.
Yeah,
like all these options.
Yeah. So like, I mean, you know, like a bank pin. You know, it's 4 digits.
Uh-huh.
I'm not imagining how many possibilities. Like if someone hacks you,
endless. It's
right?
endless.
So like if somebody hacks you, right? Like and they wanted to guess your bank pin, it'd take forever. Like just you couldn't do it. Like I mean, some people like with so many people guessing, someone's gonna get it, right?
Yeah.
Usually when he does the 4-digit one, someone gets it within. There's usually like 100 people guessing, and someone usually gets it within like 5 minutes. So it's not too bad.
It's
like,
pretty quick,
there's always,
actually.
yeah, but there's like I said, there's 100 people guessing. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I would say we're a pretty successful clan, and we've put shame to like all the other big like I was 2 months ago I would have said if you asked me who was number 1, I would have said Dragon Dice.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I'm an owner of fishing, I would have said Dragon Dice. I'm not gonna lie and say we're number 1 just because I'm not gonna be like be biased to my clan because I'm the owner.
Yeah.
They were number 1 2 months ago, but now like all their big hosts, not all like their hosts, but their big hosts are well known. These Abdul and like Cash, they used to be hosts in Dragon Dice when Dragon Dice was actually good.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Dragon Dice was like Dragon Dice hosts were making bank. Right now Dragon Dice hosts compared to my hosts make nothing. Dragon Dice hosts they make probably like 10 mil. In my friend's chat, if you hosted for an hour, you probably make 200 to 300 mil.
Yeah.
So like we make 10 times as much as they do basically. So that's why a bunch of those guys, they know where the money's at. Abdul, and I think there's a total of 7 or 8 Dragon Dice hosts that were hosting way back in the day, like for a year. They decided to switch over, and there's probably about 10 Win All Day hosts or more that came here. So they all know where the money's at and where to go for.
And then they know that the owners are.
And that we're legit. So I mean, the only time we ever derank people is if they scam or they don't follow, they break a rule. And we have our rules in place, and they're on the TeamSpeak on the hosting channel. That I think right now we have 13 rules, and if you don't follow those rules, then you do get deranked. But as long as you follow them, everything's straight, and we're not dicks. Like if people come to me with a question, I move them down. Especially if it's like a private question, like something happened or whatever. Like I'll move them down to a separate channel. I'll talk to them and deal it out with them. I don't do it. I don't know if you probably have seen like a video with Dragon Dice leader KO. He was like raging.
Yeah, I actually have KO on MSN.
Do you?
Yeah.
Are you like good friends with him?
No, I mean like I chat him up sometimes, but it's not like, hey, buddy.
There's a few videos of him raging at his like host and shit. It's just funny.
Oh my god. I rage at some people sometimes, but it's not like
same here. Everyone rages, but like it was just funny. Like, and they told me the reason why they left Dragon Dice is because KO basically quit running his clan to like play Diablo 3.
Oh my god.
Yeah. He just plays that game now. He says. Then he's doing what Win All Day did when Win All Day was running his clan. They said all he does is log on to collect weeklies and he just logs out. And we don't do that. Like me and Fishy are always on. Even though our clan is successful and going good, I know that if I want to keep it going good, I have to be on still. I can't just not log on for like a week and come back a week later and
be like,
see
there's weeklies.
Yeah, right. And find out that this happened, because like mistakes always like happen. Like like people like imposters or betters. So like what's your name on like?
Mad Ninja.
Mad Ninja. Someone would like make Mad Ninja L. Like if you're like a big better, right?
Oh yeah, or Mad Ninja with like 2 A's, or Mad
two
Ninja
I's.
has.
Yeah,
and then like that way it's that way.
Yeah, people make imposters of hosts and they make imposters of betters. So there's always like the mistake. I'm not saying it happens often. Like there's like once maybe a month, like someone accidentally trades like an imposter of a better, like the wrong amount. Like I'm just saying stuff like that does happen, and I need to be there to deal with it because like. A host is not going to be like, what am I supposed to do now? Like, am I going to get deranked? Like, should I refund? Like, obviously they refund. Usually they refund without even asking me, but they ask me what to do next. Like, what should I tell the guy? I'm like, okay, talk to him. Be like, can you take down the video? Blah blah. You know, there's always videos. You know, so. And so it's only happened like a few times. I'm saying it's just good to have like a leader figure there to like.
Well, and not to mention like I don't know if people have actually stopped and thought about it, but when you're taking all those bets, I mean, when those people are doing multi-bets and stuff, they could be taking 10 bets at a time. That gets confusing quick.
It does get confusing. You're right. I think that's the only time it's ever happened. Like if 1-to-1, it's usually they don't fuck up.
Oh yeah. Like you got 2 bets, you know what 2 people are just
like you said, multi-bets. It does get confusing sometimes. So that's the only time it's
or like people that don't really understand like flower poker or something.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, I won. No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, and then sometimes that happens sometimes. Like, dude, Starry, can you come over here and tell the guy to confirm that our rules are this for flower poker, because 2x tie in our flower poker is what win. So if you tie twice, the host wins. And sometimes it's like, I didn't know that.
And then like a black or a white is an auto win
for the host.
For the host. Yeah. So that's different from like your frosty flowers.
Yeah.
So that's where people don't
get confused.
They get confused. They're like, hey, that's I win.
Yeah. No, it's not. So sometimes they need me to log on just to confirm, or they get other hosts to do it. So I'm just saying, like, so it's going good now, and we do charge weekly. It's $200 a week.
Which isn't bad from what you were telling us when we were eating earlier. I mean,
it's more of like it's just like paying your dues. I mean, if you're making that in an hour or even over a period of 2 hours, it's really just like an hour of earnings or 2 hours at the max of earnings over a week. And that's all that's doing is just going towards the community. It's not going. It's not like I'm lining my pockets, because like I don't know like if you've ever paid attention to like his drop parties and stuff, but he does like staff of lights, and he does Barrow's sets. I mean actual sets. So
I do them like 5 to 10 times a day.
Yeah.
So it adds up, right? Like I drop a good amount every drop party. I got to do that 10 more times or 9 more times. That shit adds up, and then I have to do it throughout the week.
And nobody would do it like if he wasn't Starry. Like if I went around and was like, oh, doing a drop party. I mean, I might do like 500K, but I mean that's going to be like 5 dragon scimitars. But this guy's doing like millions that he's just dropping on the ground everywhere. So
just to promote.
Yeah. Another thing, like you give $2 million to the best typer. You do that very frequently.
Yeah, every time, dude. Just because, like I said, it's to promote the plan.
It's like you're telling people to join the CC.
Yeah, and if they're spamming the name Fishy, then it gets in their head. It gets in the head of people that see, because those trains, right? They're filled with stacks of spam, right?
Yeah.
If I'm just walking around the Grand Exchange and there's another guy like just sitting fleshing up in the bank, like, oh, another drop party, fuck it, like I'm not gonna follow. Yeah. But they see the name. They're sitting
Starrychelx. They're like,
Well, I make them say Fishy because it's under Fishy, so they see Fishy.
But they see they're following you. So they know,
so this is like
they know you and they know Fishy.
Yeah, right. I don't care if they say my name or not. I don't make them say Starry #1 and
say my name.
It's just I make them be like, oh, everyone like type like, oh, I'll say join Fishy or whatever, and usually they're like, oh, join Fishy, and it's like, it's just to get them into the clan and stuff. So
that's what's up. That's smart.
Yeah.
So my biggest question is, and like I doubt this has ever really happened, just because it is the better odds. But what happens? Let's say somebody has 12 bill, okay, and they're like, okay, and they pay you the 10 bill, they get the rank, and they have 2 bill left. Well, for whatever reason, they just have like really bad luck, and they get down to the point where they can't
host anymore.
They can't host anymore.
Yeah, in that circumstance, I would lend them money.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay,
it's only happened like a few times because the odds are in the host's favor, and some people have literally turned 30 mil stacks to like 8 bill.
Oh my god.
Like they paid all their money, and they only have like 50 mil left or whatever, 30 mil. One guy's, I mean, sometimes like our hosts like loot, like some are like addicted like staking. Some of our hosts, they make bills hosting and then they lose it at the duel arena. That's why I made that picking thing. And that's not only for Pickin. It was just funny because Pickin had done it multiple times. He probably lost 100 bill at the arena.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
see, that would be me.
Yeah, he just doesn't know how to stop. And then, so there's some guys that like clean themselves. They make bank, and then they're like, okay, the bets are kind of slow right now. It might be like a late hour or something. People are going to bed.
Yeah, I noticed. Like obviously, like
there's
3
always
a.m. There's not gonna be a whole lot of people.
Yeah, people
like on the weekends. That's where it's
on the
weekends.
Banging. Yeah, there's always a lot of people on the weekends. So like late nights at like 3 in the morning, it's not too many bettors around, right? So if they're hosts and there's nothing to really host, they'll be like, I mean, there's usually bettors, but like maybe there's 6 hosts and only 4 bettors.
Yeah.
So maybe a couple of other guys are like, all right, I'm just gonna go dealing on board, and then they lose it and they come back with nothing, and they sell like maybe some leftover items like Furies and Bandos, and they get like 30 mil. And this one guy was telling me like yesterday, he's like, dude, I turned that 30 mil into like 8 bill in like 3 days. So
that's insane. Like,
yeah,
that's
I was
awesome.
like, how the fuck did you do that? I was surprised. Yeah, so people make bank dude, like hosting, and I'm not saying like it's like bettors don't make bank. It's just bettors can make money, but they need to know when to stop. It's like,
oh, I know.
Yeah,
I know. Yo, I mean, I literally went from 500 mil to 1.1 bill.
Yeah.
And like that's when I should have stopped.
Yeah.
But it's the
addicting.
great thing.
It's addicting.
Because if you lose 5 times, then you think, well, the 6th time
you gotta win.
Win.
Like, it doesn't work like that though. That's not
exactly. Like it doesn't at all.
It's like gambler's fallacy. That's what it is. It's not gonna happen. If you every time they play in a flower, it's always the same. Yeah. So I guess that's pretty much it.
Oh, okay.
Unless you guys have any other questions?
No, I didn't have any really questions. I thought this would be an interesting video.
Okay. Yeah. What's the biggest bet you've ever seen?
90 bill pot. That's the biggest
shit,
one.
that's the one you were talking about.
That's the biggest pot in RuneScape history. And actually, Sonic is making a video. Like I told you, he went underground.
Yeah. Did he upload that yet?
He hasn't. It's supposed to go up sometime next week.
Oh, okay.
He actually included it in his video. Like,
dude, that's what's up.
Biggest pot in RuneScape history. Was in our clan. So that's pretty cool. It's like, nice way to.
That's awesome.
You said Fishy got that one, right?
Yeah, he said. Yeah, he actually says that. So it's like, I guess good promotion for us.
Yeah.
We're trustworthy, and that guy actually won that, so that makes it more trustworthy. Cause
so I was going to ask you, like y'all basically split the earnings, but y'all also
split the losses. Yeah, they have to
losses.
Because what's the point of splitting if you're not going to split the losses? Like that's why the good luck Gus and
I mean that makes sense. Like because I had never heard of the whole process before. And then I heard y'all's that one video where everybody's on TeamSpeak and everybody's talking, and I think that was the video where like you were like you were in there and you were like, oh, well, like what do we do? That might have been the 90
I think
bill.
that was the 90 bill.
Yeah, and like do you want in? Yeah, I'm in for a bill, or I'm in for
I took 10 bill on that one and I got fucked.
yeah. So and then it's like in a way y'all are still gambling too.
Yeah, I mean. There's always risks involved, so.
And especially when pots get that big.
We split it with like all the hosts that were online at that time. Like it was a 45 bill bet, so there was 45 bill to be split with whoever wants it. I took 10 bill because.
So where does it like start? Like where do you start like before you're like, the risk of losing is too much. I need to start splitting this with people, or like.
No, it's not. There's no like there's risk, right? But the only reason people split is to be nice, and obviously 45 bill. Is definitely worth splitting. I mean, I could have soloed that potentially.
Oh, obviously,
and paid it out.
Yeah.
But no one's gonna do that. For one, like it was the biggest pot in RuneScape history, right? And it's just it's not my deal. Like it would have made me look bad. For one, I'm the owner and I'm just taking the bet to myself.
You're just basically
like hogging all the profits, Yeah.
So if y'all, because basically if you would have won, it would be like, well, Star's got a 250 bill bank, and now he's going to be 300 bill because of this win or whatever. Yeah. So you're just doing that out of
me and Cam as owners, we like if we ever get bets, like I said, I don't really host, but when I do, I usually split it amongst my hosts. I'm like, oh, if someone's betting me like 300 mil, do you guys want to split? Like it's not usually like for 300 mil. Like whenever I get like a big bet, I mean, people usually solo like bets that are like less than 1 bill pot. 1 bill pot is obviously 500 mil bet. Anything like above that, people usually split just to be nice. And in return, they hope to get splits from the person they split with.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how it works.
Well, that's good, though. That shows kindness within the group of people.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not saying all my hosts are like kind. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
There's a couple of them that do bad mouth and they. This is all trolls and whatever. But
right. Well, this is
RuneScape.
Runescape.
We're not like, hey guys, yeah.
Hey guys, let's go do some frosty flowers.
Let's hold hands and split.
Rainbows and butterflies.
Not like that at all. Sometimes that TeamSpeak gets hectic. Like, fuck you, like, give me a split, like, it gets nuts. They go barbaric for that split, dude. Split me. Like, you need, like, kids going.
Hey, stop talking. One bill split right here. Do it.
I have sometimes second it. All right, you guys, shut the fuck up. Like, I get it. Yeah.
That's crazy. So you probably have a notebook like where you just write down like all the splits and everything. Like, or, how do you keep up with it? Yeah.
Like, I mean, splits are done per bet. Like, if it's a big enough bet, then you just split it. Like the 45 bill bet, we have to write down because there's so many people involved in the split.
Right.
But usually, splits are done between two people.
Okay,
so if I get like
it's usually not more than two.
Usually not. It can be like 3 or 4, depending on the size of the bet.
Right.
Like if it's big enough, like if it's like a 10 bill pot, we get like a lot of 10 bill pots, right? Which is a 5 bill bet. Like people, like they'll split it like 5 ways and be like, okay, you guys each take a bill. Like whoever the host is decides to split, right? So if someone trades me 5 bill, I get to decide the splits. So I'll be like, all right, I'll take a bill. Pickin takes a bill, Fob takes a bill, Cash takes a bill, and just naming out the host names. And I guess sometimes I write it down, but like I can remember 5 names.
Yeah,
so it's not like
and not to mention you talk to these guys frequently.
Yeah, so and they have to be on TeamSpeak, so I'm talking to them while I'm saying this, and they know. I'm like, okay, good luck us, right? Good luck us is good luck us is just a phrase that people use just to confirm, but like the way that Pickens says it is just funny. So that's why we started that. Like, but because the main reason we started that is because for every bet, like if I announce, because you gotta announce the pops, right?
Right.
I'm sure you noticed that when you're betting, Pickens would be like 200 mil pot or whatever, or 200 mil, and maybe they'll say pot, but they just have to announce it, right? And back like a month ago before I made the meme, he used to, like, anyone, like if I typed like 300 mil pot in the clan chat, because we have a friend chat and a clan chat, you would see Pickens in the clan chat, which is like private depending on it. It's only for hosts, but we do invite people that want to be part of our community, the fish community, to join. So like every time I'd be like 300 mil pot in like the friend chat or somebody else, Pickens would immediately type "Good luck us?" ? Immediately, and then they just ignore him, right? The person that said 300 mil pot would just ignore him, and then a minute later, another host goes 500 mil pot, and then Pickens would be like "Good luck us?"
Good luck us?
Shit. And then he started realizing people were ignoring him. So he would just be like, just to make it look like he was like talking to somebody, he was really just talking to himself. He'd be like, oh, good luck then. And then he started saying it on TeamSpeak because he realized that no one would answer him in the clan chat. So the way he says it is, good luck us? That's exactly the way he says it, and we just troll him for that. So, yeah. It's an inside joke. I'm surprised you guys find it funny. Cause
no, it is funny.
It's kind of one of those things you kind of have to hear him say it, because people on our TeamSpeak, every time he says "good luck us," people laugh their heads off. It's just funny just to hear him say it. So
that's what's up.
Yeah. It's cool. I mean, it sounds like a chill community, and it's not just like people will picture like billionaires of RuneScape essentially. They picture them as like just dicks and like I'm not going to give any money away. I'm not going to do drop parties. I'm not I'm just basically a dick IRL. Yeah. And so, I mean, and honestly, like, that's what I thought at first, like, because obviously I didn't know any of them.
Yeah. I think Pudge was the closest in our little tight-knit community. Pudge is our friend, went to school with him. I guess the camera's going to be on me this time, which I'll fuck that up. So Pudge was just one of our friends that went to the high school that we went to. He actually introduced me and Cody. So.
Yeah. Was he rich?
No, well, he's richer than us, Was
it like with 2 bill?
Oh well, no. This was back when like Santas were like 13 mil, and he had a Santa,
he just had one Santa?
And he had got like a god sword, like a Bandit's god sword, and he also had like full dragon and stuff.
Yeah,
so
I know full dragon used to be expensive.
Yeah, like with the helm. So he was like pretty, like he was rich for what he was. Like, This was back when like he probably could have bought a purple back then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Richer than us too.
Yeah. Like at the time, my bank was at 3 mil, and that was mainly because of a Dragon Axe. Like that's what I bought with it. So because my big thing was woodcutting.
Yeah.
Because I thought I was going to be really rich from it. So.
Yeah.
And I wasn't.
There's no skill. That's the one thing with RuneScape. There's no skill that can actually like really make you money.
Oh no,
there is no skill. It's all merchanting, flipping, and like there's people that lose money. Like you know, like if you get money, you gotta blow them on skills, right? Like prayer, like bones are expensive and stuff. Those guys that spend their time collecting those bones for you to buy at the Grand Exchange and get your 99 prayer. They're the ones that are making the money, right? So if you want to make money, you got to do like other stuff. I mean, getting dragon bones is not really a skill, or frost bones is not a skill.
Right, it's collecting.
It's collecting, right? I guess collecting is a way of. It's not a
skill. It's a money. It's a money
making skill. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's not like a wood cutting skill or.
Right. I mean, unless you're doing it while you're like slaying or something, it's not beneficial in any other way other than to make money. Like people don't do green dragons with a cannon and a yak for experience. I mean, they're doing that because they want to make $1 million an hour. You know? So,
Frost dragon bones is actually like. It used to be, I don't know if it went down, it used to be like $3 million an hour, which is...
Now it's like around 2, like
really?
1.5, 2.
Because people were telling me, like, $3 million an hour, like, if you're, like, just a random guy with, like, a $50 million bank, like, $3 million an hour, like, that shit adds up.
Yeah, it does.
See, Ganodermic beasts are actually pretty good, too.
Yeah, they say that's close to $2 million an hour, too.
Yeah.
But that's just it, like, I mean, if you look at it on that scale, 2 to 3 mil, but everybody in RuneScape wants to be that billionaire.
Well, everyone has to start
that
off somewhere.
Billionaire.
Everyone has to start off somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if I was to make, like, a money-making guide or something, or, like, just give a word of advice to somebody just trying to make money on RuneScape, you got to start off somewhere. You can't expect to go from having, zero. You basically can't go 0 to hero, like, overnight, You got to start off 0. It's like.
Well, you didn't get your bank overnight.
It's almost like the real life situation aspect of it. Like, if I'm like broke, right, I'm gonna have to start somewhere. I'm gonna start like small job, working front, like cash register, like and then maybe collect some money, get some savings, start investing like into stocks. Get my first 1,000, invest in the stocks. Like people say, investing is the best way to make money, even in real life. Investing on RuneScape is a good way to make money. Like,
exactly. Like.
Right.
For example, climbing boots. People that
good
people
example.
That invested in climbing boots. You know.
I would say like investing in like I don't know if like before the bot friends or whatever, I would just said like, dude, you should buy like dragon bones because the bots are going to be removed, dragon bones are going to go up.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, that all depends if bots are going to get removed because right now I went to the green dragons. And I saw bots there, so I was like, okay, they didn't really do anything.
Yeah, Bonnie Day.
Well, yeah, it's empty.
What about that dragon?
Yeah. So, like, if they do remove bots, that's a good investment.
Everything that bots do,
will go up.
They're not going to do anymore,
and
which means the markets aren't going to be flooded.
I did, even though I'm a RuneScape billionaire, I do want to make more. I guess you did say, like, when do you find enough? I mean, why not? If I have the opportunity to invest into like sharks, raw sharks, dragon bones, and
that's the only like
whatever.
I mean that's basically how you have your money. I mean, what's the point of
having 250 bill if you're just gonna have it in cash? I'm gonna invest it so I can make more. Like millionaires, they turn into billionaires after they invest their millions, and that's how they turn into billions. They don't just.
Well, yeah, and I've actually seen like your video. Well. I think it was your videos and a lot of like other RuneScape billionaire videos. Yeah. It's something they all have in common when they go to their GE screen is the fact that they're buying, 250K raw lobster. Okay, because when they take that 250K raw lobster and they buy and they let that buy over let's say a week time or however long it takes to buy that many, like, and when they go to flip them and they make 10 GP off that 250K. They just made $2.5 million just off of having something in their GE.
Yeah.
So like it's such a large scale. It's just it's insane.
Since you are arguably the richest person in RuneScape, like what do you think the max bank is actually?
What do you mean,
like the most that you can actually have in your bank?
Because I could just buy party ads.
But how many do you think you'd be able to like?
Well, the max party ads I could buy is 2.147.
That's a lot.
Mills.
So
there's no way I could get that. So
I think you could. I think you could.
No,
it's going to take you some time, man.
it's never gonna happen. I guarantee you. Because
No.
look, if you do the math, because
there's not that much GP in
I don't even think
circulation.
there's enough.
I don't think
party
there's
hats
that many
or
party
red-
hats,
blue
yeah.
party
Oh,
hats.
well, that's true, too.
Because
yeah.
I'd have to buy 2.14 billion. Let's just say 2 billion.
So
for
when you
that.
really stop and think about it, I mean, the next step for somebody with your bank isn't investing in items. It's investing in items that are discontinued.
Yeah, why do you think
Because
I bought a lot of rares recently, and I might buy more. And
because the more you buy, the more demand there's going to be on the
I
market.
basically take them out of circulation, causing
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
fucking 5 Christmas crackers. That's
I've never even seen a Christmas
I
cracker.
have 10 now.
you have
Yeah,
10.
no
What
way.
the fuck?
I recently bought more. I'm actually right now. I'm trying to buy out because Christmas crackers are the rarest rare in the game.
Hell yeah.
I'm trying to buy out Christmas crackers and make them so rare that they go out of circulation, and there's only a few like.
And that way they're like.
And that way the demand goes whoop, and I make bank.
Yeah. That's
It's
crazy.
crazy.
That's what you do when you have that much money.
I
You're
guess so.
insane. I'm not even. I don't even know what to think. 10 Christmas crackers.
How many do you think there are out there? Like 25 or something?
No, it's just like in circulation right
Yeah.
now. I would probably say like. I mean, if you just are you including my 10 or?
No, not including your 10.
Okay. Because I know this one guy that I was talking to him, and he's trying to do the same thing as me. He has about 10 crackers. So, not including mine, and his.
Have you
I'll do
ever-
that because I could probably make an estimate because I do check the forums and stuff. I'd
Sure,
say
yeah.
taking out my 10 and his 10, it would probably be only about 20, probably like 25, 30. Yeah.
That is.
That
So
is insane.
like we could each buy
So
10
y'all-
more and make them so rare. Like, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to do that. And it all depends because there could be that one guy that quit RuneScape like 6 years ago and has like 20 more. Like you
Mhm.
never know. So
Yeah, that's true.
It just depends.
And
Like,
that's what a lot of people are doing. Like, people are coming back into RuneScape and they're realizing, like, hey, this party hat that I had on my account, it's actually worth a shit ton
Yeah.
now. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there are those cases. It's kind of rare because if you quit RuneScape 7, 8 years ago, that's just going to show you that it's, you're probably not going to pick the game back
most
up.
likely they're not.
Not gonna remember your password, probably.
Yeah, I remember one of my friends. This was back in like middle school, and he's like, "Yeah, I used to play like that game, like the classic version." And I was like, "Did you?" And I asked him, "Did you transfer over like your stuff?" And he's like, "I think so." And he's like, "I used to have this one thing, the sand hat." And at that time, I was pretty poor, so I was like, "Whoa, dude! Like, can you get on your account?" And he didn't remember his username or password.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I wish I could. I don't remember it." So, if they haven't played for years, I feel like they wouldn't remember it.
Yeah.
Unless
Yeah.
they're just one of those people that uses the same password for everything. And
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah. So like the thing with Christmas crackers is the only way circulation, like the amount that's in circulation is the only amount that really matters, right?
Right. Because, I mean, price is a number.
Yeah.
Because basically, you're going to set the price,
Yeah.
in other words. Because rich people want discontinued. So you're going to be like, hey, well, you can either buy it from me or buy it from this guy, essentially, is how it's
Yeah.
going to be.
Yeah.
But my price is going to be
A lot
50
higher.
bill.
Yeah, a lot higher.
And this guy, he might
sell it for less.
sell it for less, but at the end of the day, you can still say, like, oh, you want to buy a Christmas cracker? It's 50 bill. That's how it
Yeah,
works.
yeah. I mean, I don't sell mine, and if people were to buy it, I'd probably wait before I'd start selling them. But
Which
I'm
is
trying-
smart.
Well, how much did you buy yours for, just out of curiosity?
Most of them for about like 3.4 bill, and I've already made some money. I've gotten offers for like 3.5 already. So it's essentially on those 10 Christmas crackers, I've already made a bill, and it's only been like 2 or 3 weeks, and I just invested. I was like, hey, let's buy some and see what happens. It was more of a
Hey, I mean, your money's not doing anything.
yeah,
anyway.
it's just like shards. Like shards is a good way to keep money. People keep money in shards because, like you said, it's just stable. Like you can buy and sell shards back and forth, right?
Right.
And I actually have like max shards, right? So 2.147 billion shards times 25, and that adds up to 50.
I would
bill.
be careful about that though, because you remember mint cakes, right?
The thing with shards though is shards are used for summoning, and they.
Yeah.
But listen.
But they've already fluctuated
The way
price of
no,
shards.
but
already.
listen, the shards are sold to shops in
Mhm.
RuneScape, and unless I can change the price of the shards,
That they have done
And-
that though.
they won't do it though. They did do it
for the 50 to 25.
But that was when they first like released summoning.
Yeah, that is true.
But Jagex knows now that people have money in the shards. They wouldn't do that. They'd fuck over everybody by doing that. So yeah, shards. I'm sure you could ask like one of your game lot friends or something.
Yeah,
they'd confirm and be like,
he wouldn't
get fucked.
I mean, it's stable right now. Like it's pretty safe to say.
It's not an item I sell to a person. I sell it to a shop. Like I go to the summoning shop in like Calvary, and that guy.
You could sell that guy. Yeah. Borg also. That his whole purpose. Is
I can buy and sell like
pouches to shards.
Yeah. I can sell infinite amount of shards. Like so, if I have max shards, I can just sell it and get my money back. So. But then we're allowed to keep it because you can only have max cash, right? So
right, exactly.
And then put some in the GE, but then there's only 6 slots in GE, 1 in pouch, 1 in bank, 1 in inventory. That's only enough for 15 mil. So
yeah,
I need to keep the other 200 something.
So in a way, really, cash is just like
it's nothing to me. Like I invest, party hats is what I'm doing, and crackers and these other things like raw shards. Some Halloweens. Not too many.
There's just so many Halloweens.
There's too many Halloweens, dude. Yeah, I can't be bothered with that. Party hats is where it's at for me. A lot of talk.
Yeah.
I'm not strong enough.
That's pretty live. My mind's blown.
Yeah, I know. There's like so much more that
it's just it's so uncommon. It's like to meet somebody and talk to them and like them have like. That kind of bank. It's just it's
and that type of experience as well.
It's really, I mean, it's crazy. Like
I'm not just a retarded kid that just somehow got 250 built.
Exactly.
I'll tell you who's a good example of that. Went all day.
So, he likes to make it.
Oh, and I don't know if you guys know. You might know this, but he lost most of it at the IRL casinos. So like he went gambling. He's a big time gambling addict, and he gambled. Like I said, he sold his RuneScape money, made $300,000. Right. $250,000 was lost at a casino.
What an idiot.
So yeah, he does. If I had $300,000, like if I was.
Oh, I bought a house.
Yeah.
I'd invest it, dude. Like I'm a business major, so like I know like when I'm trying, like I'd invest it, like buy a business or something. Like goes to the casino.
No. When you get that kind of money, and trust me, this is what you do, and this is just because I'm a business major and I also work on the construction end of it.
Yeah.
What you do is you build a house, you contract what it is you want in that house done, and you do a bidding. And basically you get a house that's cheaply built, and then you mark it up 10-15%, and you make crazy money. I know so many people that flip houses that way. Yeah, oh yeah, it's really common actually. Because what you do is see, the reason why building your house is so expensive is because you're getting one contractor to do everything.
Yeah.
But how you need to do it is like your installation, your electrical, everything, plumbing. You need to contract that out, and you need to do bids.
Oh, so, like for each thing?
Yeah, for each individual thing, you bid it, you contract out each individual.
Like if I had money, I'd definitely do that. But I feel like
your returns a lot more. Like I know a guy that's
your returns
that's his
definitely
job.
a lot more. Yeah, but like you finding those people, it doesn't. I feel like it takes time, right? Like.
No, you just have to know the circle. Like I could have everybody you need right now.
Really, these kind of people?
It's that easy.
Okay.
And then because that's where you're going to make your money. Like for example, and these are real numbers. If you want to do a deck across of let's say a 3,600 square foot house, it's going to cost you somewhere between $25,000 and $30,000.
Yeah.
To get somebody to come in and do all of that work. Yeah. Well, realistically, you're only going to have about half of that invested, as far as time, labor, and materials.
Yeah.
So
how do you get a cheaper deck?
How do you get a cheaper deck?
Yeah.
It's simple. You get a contractor who's got a contracting license, and you get 3 of them lined up, and you say, bid on the price. And one's going to say, well, I'll do it for 25, and this guy's going to go, you know what? We're in a recession. I'll do it for 20.
Yeah, but like you could have, but like.
And then when you so you say $5,000 on that deck. Well, all this is appraised through appraisals. And when somebody looks at that deck, they're going to say, well, that's a $25,000 deck on this, $200,000 home. Yeah. So that $5,000, you just basically made $5,000 on that. Now you say, well, when somebody goes to purchase a house, they put in a bid. They say like, oh, well, I'm gonna basically you put in an offer for a house. Well, you're going to have that markup because you saved $2,000 on the installation, you saved $5,000 on electrical, you saved $5,000 on the deck, whatever. That's $12,000 total.
Yeah.
You know, somebody's like, well, I see you have it out for, you know, because you do smaller homes, because you have less invested, you can do multiple of them. Yeah. And that's what the economy's in demand for right now. Nobody can afford a $500,000 house. Everybody's looking for, you know, $100,000 home because it's the same as renting somewhere. It's the same cost. So very high demand right now. So you take that home, and then, okay, all of a sudden, you know, you're not going to have as much invested, but, you know, they offer you $2,000 less. You're still making $5,000, you know, on that one home. It may take you 3 or 4 months to sell that house, but at the end of it, if you do 10 homes, you know, for that, you're just making bank.
Yeah. It's pretty smart.
Like, I know a few people, like, they're really well off because of that.
Because of that. That's smart, dude. I wish I could do something like that.
Landscaping, did you know if you landscape a house, basically you put mulch down for, you know, and then you plant some flowers, things like that. Did you know that?
Planting some flowers.
So did you know that actually increases the home value? It's called curb appeal, and it increases the value between $2,000 and $3,000.
Damn.
And it's very cheap.
Dude, like, yeah, but like, I see why the landscaping makes your house legit. Like,
it does. Think about it.
You put a water fountain on that bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
very tree fountain, man. Let's plant flowers.
Like MTV Cribs. Yeah. I mean, there's 1,000 ways to make money.
Yeah.
The best way to do it is just either investing, like you say. Stock market's always up and down. If you had anything with equity, that's what you like to invest in, and which is why you would invest in a home. Yeah, housing market's not too great right now, but you still have equity in that home. Yeah. Whereas stock market, it drop. I mean, look at Facebook. Everybody thought, like, when Facebook first started.
Facebook. I never believed in Facebook, dude. I knew immediately. When
social networks, so they're hard to monetize without killing.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, who's to say, like, you know, Facebook is not something comes out.
The new MySpace.
See, I haven't seen the new MySpace yet, but he was talking about it in the car, and it looks like awesome.
It looks really sick. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, they're basically, like, you know, scrapping MySpace, and then they're putting something completely new as far as interface goes. I'm not promoting MySpace.
Yeah, I know. Is it the same guy?
I think so. I think it's still. I don't know. If
I heard that they had sold to somebody else, like Justin Timberlake or some shit.
Yeah, I know a lot of celebrities a lot of celebrities are promoting it. So.
Really? MySpace?
Yeah, like I know Justin Timberlake is a major supporter of it.
Wow. That could mean potentially.
Oh yeah.
A lot of Facebook users.
Think about it. You like things that are new and things that are flashy. This new MySpace. Here, wait. I'm not connected to the internet. Which one do I?
Oh, should we? Or was there any other questions that we wanted to go over? Or I don't know. Like, we didn't even start this video for that actually, but it was just kind of like ran into it.
Yeah. I mean, you can pause it if you want.
I don't know if it's the Belkin.